Welcome, my name's Tom Otley from Business Traveller, and here we are on the new A330 Finnair business class. We're flying on a short haul route today from London to Helsinki. It's a flight time of just under 3 hours. So as a result, what we're looking at is mainly the seat rather than the service. The service will be the normal short haul service you would get on a business class flight on Finnair, a 3-hour one. But the seat itself is something that you will encounter on long-haul routes, starting I think from the beginning of May with the Singapore route, and then of course long-haul across the Asia network and across to the US. We've done a previous review about this seat when we saw it in the hangar, but seeing it in the air is a very different thing. It's different firstly because when you've got the sunlight coming in, although it's a dark colour, it looks less maybe moody than it did in the hangar. It's a totally different look from the existing Finnair, and the idea, according to the guys behind it, is to give it a more residential feel. That's kind of an overused phrase in many ways, I think, but it does sort of make sense if you're going to spend, I don't know, 10, 12, maybe even 13 hours flying around on it. The other difference is when I saw this seat before, it was on the A350, and today we're on a reconfigured A330 aircraft. So it's just one business class cabin, but it's... thank you. Thanks so much. Hot towels, very important. I don't know what anyone ever does with them, to be honest, but so it's nice to see it in the air, and it's nice to see it in this one cabin. Here's another example. You've got the reading light up here, which is adjustable, and then this is where you would find the headphones, which obviously plug in here. There's also more power there, both USB and I think it's called USBC, and that's the handheld control for the IFE. Although this big screen is very, very easy to touch. You know, you don't have to lean right the way forward, and it's fully touch screen sensitive, so it will show. These are great, the flight cameras, and the flight map really is something to behold. You know, the new systems are so much more sophisticated. So let's do. I haven't had enough time to do this, but you get the idea. There's a lot you can do with it and play around with. And of course, as we know, for all the in-flight entertainment that they put on these things, all the films that they pay for, the most popular thing that people view is the flight map. The main point, though, is that this is, maybe controversially, maybe not, the first business class seat that I've come across in a long time that goes fully flat, but without reclining. And I know for some people that seems to be a deal breaker, but I can tell you, having sat in it and having not reclined the seat but lain down in it, it really isn't a problem. But it's there's plenty of room, it's a long bed, and you'll be able to sleep on either side, you know, because there's enough leg room in the alcove through there. So we can see how the leg rest rises to meet the footrest and create a fully flat bed, and then you just shuffle down and you've got a fully flat bed to sleep in. This is an example of what it would look like with the undersheet on, you know, padded undersheet. But obviously there would also be a duvet on there as well. One of the most important things, obviously, for any day flight in business class is having enough storage space. And these are the real killers. What do you do with them when the food comes or you're about to take off? Here's the answer. This is what Finnair have done, and this is really clever. It's got a decent sized storage space, and this is a full-size laptop, and for once it actually does fit in there. The configuration of the cabin is 4 across in a 1-2-1 configuration, and it's A, D, H, which is where I am, and L, the window seats. So the window seats are A and L, and D and H are the ones in the centre. And the great things about the centre seats are there's this, as you would expect, it's a central divider, which is very easy to operate. It's been certified, so on takeoff it can be up if you don't know the person there, or down. When it's open and you do know the person there, you do almost feel like you're sitting together. It's very easy to have a chat. There's no sort of leaning forward. So for couples or colleagues who are wanting to chat, work together, be together, the centre seats are wonderful. If you're in the window seats, so for instance the L, where I'm in H, if I wanted to talk to the guy in L, who I do know, it's actually very difficult. You have to lean right the way forward. So there's a lot of privacy in the seats, and you know, a lot of people talk about it's really where the eyes, you know, if you're constantly meeting the eyes of people, you don't feel particularly as though you're getting privacy. Well, you do get privacy in this seat, because apart from the one across, you know, in the centre seat, if you put the the centre divider down. Apart from that, you're not going to catch people's eyes, and they're not going to catch yours, so you do get a lot of privacy. And that then speaks to this thing of there not being a door on it. I know, obviously Virgin and British Airways and many other carriers of Qatar have got doors on their business class. These haven't got doors. They looked at it. I think one early version of the seat might have had a door. To me, I'm not saying that I think that doors are gimmicks or not, but with this one it definitely doesn't need it. And I like the fact that I can just step out without having to mess around with the door, particularly when you're fully flat and then you, in the middle of the night, want to get up, maybe use the restroom. You can get up and not have to start trying to get hold of the door or, as I've had to do, summon the flight attendant to try and get you out of this thing because you can't actually operate the door. So it's a very private seat, but at the same time it feels very open. And that's the other point, how do you do the privacy without feeling closed in? And sometimes with those doors it can feel a little claustrophobic, and this really doesn't. And bearing in mind we're on an A330 rather than an A350, so it's been retrofitted. So I think it's a very successful version. It's a short haul flight, so it's over too quickly. We've only been on 2.5 hours and we're about to begin the descent into Helsinki. I hope you found this useful. Leave some comments on the bottom, polite or impolite. I can always approve them or not. But tell us what you'd like to know about the seat. Hopefully I'll be able to answer. And also I'm hoping to do a long haul flight with it at some point. And then of course you get the full experience because you get the food and the drink, the tableware, and the experience of sleeping on board. But I have to say I'm really, really impressed with this new business class seat. It's got what you need to work during the day and also sleep at night. And it's got a lot of privacy as well. So well done to Finnair. They deserve some luck with the way things have been going with COVID and also Russian airspace cramping all their Asia business. And let's hope the world is a happier place when people can start flying around long haul with them again. Until next time, thanks very much.